All right, so we've talked about all the problems with the Articles of Confederation, and so now it's time to fix it. So there's a meeting called, and it's going to be called the Constitutional Convention, and this is where we are going to try to fix the Articles, so we say. We actually don't plan on fixing them. The people who go actually plan on completely destroying them and creating a new government, which is illegal. They can't do that because you need all 13 of the states to agree on any changes. And since that's probably not going to happen easily, they're just going to throw it all away and start over. So they're meeting in Philadelphia, and they'll be there from May to September of 1787. And it's going to be led by George Washington, mostly because everyone trusts him. He's the one that made us a new country fighting in the war. So the people that come, not everyone will. The Federalists are going to come, and Federalists are people who believe in a strong national government. That's one of the biggest complaints about the Articles is that the national government doesn't have any power to do anything. So Federalists think there should be a lot more power there. So they show up. The people who don't agree with this are called Anti-Federalists. And Anti-Federalists don't think that there should be a strong national government. They don't necessarily like the Articles of Confederation, but they don't think that you should just scrap it and create something that will give more power to the federal government. So they don't show up. The problem with this is if there's a big meeting and they're voting on things and you don't come, you can't voice your opinion. So all the opinions that happen that are heard are the ones of the people who actually show up. So it's kind of like voting. If you don't like a candidate, you should definitely go out and vote so you can vote for the other guy. So all the states show up, representatives from each except Rhode Island. And that's because Rhode Island, being the smallest state, is worried that they won't have any power if there's a strong federal government. Because they're so small, they're worried that they won't be as significant. But with the Confederation, they have equal power to everyone else. So they don't come. So how do we know what happened there? This is actually a secret meeting, and the delegates aren't allowed to talk to anyone about the proceedings. However, James Madison takes extremely good notes during it. He keeps a diary or a journal, and we call it Madison's Notebook. And this isn't found until years later after this, and historians were so excited when it was discovered. It was after he died. And then, after reading this, we got a kind of inside look of what really went down there. I mean, he wrote everything. He said, you know, this guy spoke, he talked on this issue, this is what he thought, this is how people responded. So we got to really see what were the big issues discussed there. He's also going to be important because he's going to be called the father of the Constitution. Madison's ideas are going to make up the majority of the Constitution. And the reason why is Madison spent a little bit more time planning than everyone else did for the meeting. Most people, you know, thought about some different ideas of government and, you know, maybe talked to a couple people. Madison is a bookworm. So what he did was he studied the government of every country that's ever existed on planet Earth that he could get his hands on. I mean, he literally studied every type of government, looked for the flaws in them, why they failed eventually, or why they succeeded for so long. And he read on everything. So he became the world-class master of governments and all the issues of them. So that's the kind of guy you want making decisions because he's really thought through the issues. So, Father of the Constitution is his nickname.